Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and I hope you all had an absolutely awesome weekend. Right, today I'm up with those little tags that I shared the dies on my personal haul, and I've made the spring set and we're going to do the little tiny Christmas set, and these are just so sweet. They really are. So I've already made this one, but we're going to get in and we're going to do those. So I'm just going to pop those over there. And I'm going to share with you what I did, and hopefully my camera's going to behave. So we're going to go, ooh, there we go. Ooh, there, yeah. I just used watercolour on Walmart's watercolour cardstock, which I believe is still quite cheap. I don't think it's gone up in price yet. There you go. Tiny, tiny little ladybirds. Now, if I put my finger in there, you can see the little butterfly. They're just so sweet. And my baker's twine is from Walmart. They are where are they? They're usually in like the knitting kind of section, in the craft section, where they have all the balls of wool and stuff in a basket, and you usually find it tucked in there. That one's got a little watering can and a birdhouse, and then this one has got the word sweet. I absolutely love that. I mean, you could just pop that on a birthday card, you know, attach it with a little brad onto a cupcake or something. And then the little heart that pops out here, I coloured it in and popped it back down there. And I did the same with the butterfly that came out of this one and popped that there. And then the little leaf sprig that came out of here, I just tucked it in there just to make it look a little bit more different. So those are those three little tags. And I've got this baker twine, which is going to go into my little Christmas ones. So I'm just going to move those over there. So I'll cut out 3 strips of that. I've cut out my tags. Now this one has a snowflake embossed into the bottom of it. I don't know how close it's going to let me get for that. Probably not. Ooh, oh well. And I've got a star. Oh, there we go. If I tip it that way, it's a bit better. So we've got the tree, we've got the star, and we've got the embossed snowflake on the Christmas set. So once again, there's 3 of those. And then my other little bitty bobs, I cut them out and I put them on here because we're using Tombow watercolour markers, because they're just so quick and simple to use. So I've cut out 3 of the bits of leaf that come with it. And you get a little gift. That's one of the bits that popped out of the tag. You've got the little Christmas stocking, you've got the tree, you've got the house, you've got the mitten, and you've got another snowflake. So you actually get 1, 2, 3, 4 icons that you can hang in this set. And in this set you get 3 icons, which is the sweet, the ladybug, and the little birdhouse. So anyway, I'm just going to move those because we're going to colour these in. And I'm going to use my little block, because when I'm doing stuff like this, to me, you know, it's kind of like there's no need to get an entire mat out to do stuff. So I'm just going to scoot those off in a little pile. And these are the Tombow markers that I'm going to use today. And if I turn them that way around, we're using 451, 177, 158, let's have a look, 856, 985, and 291. So those are the colours, and I'm using the 2 shades of blue as the base for my tags. I don't think I'm going to colour my snowflake in, I'm just going to leave that white. But my tags, I want them all the same colour. So I've got a watercolour brush and I've got these 2 pens, and we're just going to try and do it really quickly. So I've also got a piece of kitchen paper here, which is what I brush my water brush out on. Right, so the darkest one. So I kind of want frosty blues, and I think my water brush is already wet, which is a good thing. So, and if I need a darker blue, I can also, you know, grab a different colour pen, but I do want them to look a little bit just frosty and icy. Now I'm always saying, when you watercolour, you can't control it. So don't. That's what if you can't control it, don't control it. It doesn't want to be controlled. And I think you're usually happier with your results that way. and just, you know, scribbling your pen down on a block. Or if you've got a scrap of cardstock and some packaging tape, clear packaging tape, you can make yourself a little palette that you can rub your pen onto and do it that way. Or a little tile, you know, anything you want that's got a slick surface so that you can get your pen going on there. Now to me those look just a little bit too pale, so I'm just gonna get something a bit darker, and we are now at 493. So let's put a little bit of that down. I don't want too much, otherwise it might just ruin my frostiness. Oh, that's all right. I can live with that. Just go in there, darken up my snowflake a bit. Now I'm using the same colours, but they don't kind of have to be identical in intensity of colour. You can just smooch it on wherever you want. Right, I'll let those dry and I'll be back in a second. Right, those are drying, so they'll look curled up, but they will flatten out once they're dry. So just use your kitchen paper and clean your stamp block. And I'm going to do my greenery next, because there's also 3 bits of that. And we're going Christmassy, so I'm going to go a darker shade of green than I did for my springy tags. And I'm just going to go in with the dark one, I think. I'll just be brave. Then we'll have a good contrast between spring and winter. Put a little squirt of water in the middle. That's just a little drop, and there should be enough there. And if you want to make it darker afterwards, because of course I have just watered this colour down, you can go in and scribble again and put less water, and you'll get a darker finish. And we'll probably do that in a second, actually, just to give my leaves a little bit more character. Right, so I'm just going to do that one and I'll be right back. Right, did that, and I also adjusted my camera a bit because there was a bit of bright light coming through, and I didn't want to ghost out of the picture completely. So I'm adding a little bit more of that colour, and this time I'm not going to squirt any water because there's already some down, and all that's going to do is just darken it up in little areas, and I'm just tapping it. You don't have to get too involved because they're small pieces. Right, I think I'm a bit happier with that. Right, I'll clean up and I'll come right back. Right, all done, and now onto the icons. So I'm just picking those up with my wax pickup tool because it just makes life easier. And I know that I'm keeping the tops of those white and I'm doing the bottom red. Now, a little bit of advice when using red watercolour: if you still want to keep a fairly neat white edge, you're best just to use it raw from the brush, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So I can see which bit is meant to be white, and I can just go all the way over there just with a watercolour pen. And I've still got my little white cuff intact. Right, I'll do the boot and be back. Right, so that's done, and next up I'm going to do the trees, and I'm going to do it exactly the same way as I just did for those, and just go straight in with the raw colour so that it's a nice dark Christmas tree shade. Just try to catch it underneath all those bits, because sometimes I can miss. So now we've got a little Christmas tree, and now we've got an even smaller Christmas tree. I can get my fingers around there. So there that is. And then come in again with your kitchen paper and just remove that ink off your stamp. block. Right, now next up, I think I'm going to leave the snowflake and the house white. So I'm going to be red and yellow on the gift and yellow on the star. So there's going to be a propensity for the red to run. So I'm going to go for my ribbon and across here, turn that around, and then of course the top is going to be red. And I'm going to go just along the edge there. Right, that one does need a little bit of drying time, otherwise I mean, it doesn't matter if I end up with an orange gift, but that's not the object. But I do have a nice dark yellow. And always check your fingers. You see the state of mine. So, you know, just be aware which finger's got the yuck on. So there's my very deep golden star. And now I need to do the same for the gift. Now it may run, it may not, but it doesn't really bother me. And there we go. Right, so what I need to do is let those dry and I will be right back. Right, so those are almost dry and I had a little tidy up. Now the next thing is putting down your base pieces. Now you can have them all going in the same direction. You can, you know, have one going off to the side, upside down. It's entirely up to you. So you can end up with, you know, 3 quite different looks depending on how you want to do it. Now it could be that I'm going to have my little gift here on top of that one, and I've got my pickup tool. I could have my little mitten up there. It all depends on you, how it is that you want to do it. We've got a little snowflake and we've also got the house, so I think having those at the top is quite nice. And then it's alright, my pickup tool's broken, I've still got lots of them, and then I can kind of like put that one on there and have a little tree. I'm going to have a little star, and then I've also got a little stocking. I think that one's quite crowded, so I think I'm going to go like that. Right, as you see, that is how I'm going to glue it, and I'll be right back. Right, so they're all done and glued, and I changed my mind about the red and white striped baker twine, and I went with just plain white twine instead. Now, who knows if my camera is going to behave. There we go. Just tiny little watercolour tags. Got the little house and the tree, the little mitten, the little Christmas stocking, and that yellow isn't showing up correct. It's a golden yellow, but it looks orange on camera, and it isn't. And of course that one's got the little embossed snowflake on it. I absolutely love that. They are a great little set of tags, and they're going to look wonderful in a little mini album or a journal, or even on a gift if that's where you want to put them. But they're just so sweet, and that's so sweet. So I thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope you have an absolutely fabulous day, and I am going to be up tomorrow with a design team haul from Eiffel Store, and there's lots of cute Halloween gnomes in that, I'll tell you now. So we're going to be making those for the next few days too. Anyway, I thank you so much for joining me, and as usual, all links below. Bye.